Yes, people, welcome to another World Cup recap. I'm sure everyone is in a good mood today because of what's about to come later on, but we'll get to that. We'll get on to that in just a moment. But first and foremost, let's have a little recap of the other 4 games of the World Cup we just seen. Starting with France, Senegal, which ended France 3, Senegal 1, and I gotta say, man, it was an interesting game. And it got pretty much lively in the second half. The first half, I think you gotta say Senegal started brightly, and France were not at the races. Although, having said that, they did have a few chances, France, up until Senegal had their first shots on target. Well, I say shot on target. That Senegal had their chances. They hit the bar. I think they missed an absolute sitter. And against teams like France, if you get a chance, you got to take it. And I think Senegal will rue those chances. But I think second half, especially, I think France made a tactical tweak. I think they put Elise in a 10, and I think that changed the game. And Mbappe, well, what can I say? Mbappe, he's him, isn't he? You know, I think, you know, didn't have a decent game, but when he does, he puts up, he pulled off with 2 goals, and Elise was everywhere. He was balling out, man. He was balling out. Obviously, Senegal did get a consolation, but all in all, it was all France, and they got the win. They deserved, especially on the second half showing. So France in a decent position, off to a flyer. We move on to Norway 4, Iraq 1. Norway's first World Cup, Haaland's first major tournament, and boy, Haaland, he's him, man. He delivered. He absolutely delivered. You know, 2 goals, and but you gotta say, man, Iraq, despite this happens every time, but Iran, to their credit, played their part. They were the better team. Even at 1-0 down, they looked to play on the front foot. They got an equaliser, and the noise when they erupted when they scored, it was amazing. But then obviously Iran got a bit sloppy, giving Haaland far too much space and room. Well, I say far too much space and room. It was a loose ball, and you just do not give Haaland those chances, especially playing up from the back. When Haaland's lurking, he's gonna put them away, and then from there on, Norway just finished the job. So yeah, a winning start for Norway and for Haaland, and there might be a force to think about. But we'll get on to Australia and Georgia in a second. But can we talk about Argentina? 3-0 winners against Algeria, and Lionel Messi. That is why he's the GOAT. He just oozes with class. The boy's about to be 39 this month, and I'll tell you what, man. Even in his late 30s, he's still balling, man. That's why he's still world class. You can't tell me otherwise. This guy just oozes with class, man. You know, when there's no Messi, there's no party, man. And Messi just showed why he is the GOAT. A hat-trick, and just a world-class performance from a world-class player. He's world-class. I've always said the boy's world-class, and he's always been world-class. And he just showed it again. He's done it again. So congrats to Argentina. Algeria barely crossed the threat. But hey, it's Messi's world, and we're living in it. And then to wrap things up, Austria 3, Jordan 1. For Austria, I say Austria dominated the game, went 2 goals in front, or before Jordan putting the goal back, and it could have gone either way. And then obviously Austria getting that penalty to seal the deal. So yeah, 3-1 to Austria. Obviously there was a lot of stoppage time in that game. So but yeah, all in all, Austria deserving winners. And look, we move on. We've got 4 more games to finish off the first round of the group stages before we move on to the second round of the group stages tomorrow. Obviously England finally in action today against Croatia. Later on this evening, can't wait for that. But before all of that, what a moment it's going to be, man. My home country, DR Congo, their first World Cup, our first World Cup match after 52 years is today against Portugal. Look, I don't know how it will go down, but if we get a result, that will be something else. Well, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Much appreciated. And yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Love and God bless.